I've brought you to my favorite craft store. This is Leonardo. It is a chain of craft stores all around Russia, and whenever I come visit, this is one of the first places I go to. This store makes me want to try crafts that I have previously never had the interest in trying. You can make different toys out of felt, and they're all separated into different kits, and they're all themed as well. You get like little Halloween ones, which are really cute. And you've got little kits to make toys out of crochet. Like, this would be so cool to try. I've actually really wanted to try crochet, I just never got into it for whatever reason. I actually have one of these kits lying at home that I've been meaning to try. I got it last time I was here, and it's of a little cat, and I've been meaning to try it. Maybe this is the push that I needed. Look at this gigantic selection of diamond paintings. Diamond painting isn't a craft that I've ever really gotten into, or to be honest, have the inkling to try. I'm worried that I'm gonna topple everything over and get diamonds everywhere. But I did try it a little bit with my cousin when I was visiting her in the US. She's really into it, and it does seem really fun. And there's all sorts of different selections here for different designs and stuff that you can try, which I think is really interesting. What I have tried before is paint by numbers. There's also a really wide selection of different paint by numbers here. The one that I did was of a bouquet of flowers in a little vase with some greenery in the background. That said, I don't think I've actually finished it. It's somewhere. I did most of it, but I didn't end up finishing that one. You can also paint by numbers on magnets. This is actually Winnie the Pooh, and this is Piglet, just the Soviet version of it. These are the characters that I grew up with. There are also craft and art books on all sorts of different topics. I have one at home that I got from here about embroidery with different patterns of cats specifically. There's also art books. There's one on like Procreate, which I think is pretty cool. It would be really cool to have my books here, but of course my books are not translated into Russian. They only exist in English, but you can get them. My books on friendship bracelets are available anywhere you typically buy books. You can also get them via the link in the description. But they also have coloring books and books for kids, and I think that's really fun. I do like to have a little browse here whenever I come in. I have no idea what this is called, but it's almost like a wooden puzzle. You put different pieces of wood together to create different models. Like this one is of a ship. I have a specific memory of when I was a kid and I was doing a school project, and my mum and I made this like gigantic wooden butterfly that I used a bunch of glue guns and glitter and paint to completely cover in sparkles, and just the most insane combination. And we turned it in as a school project. I don't remember what that was for, but I remember having the best time doing it, so this is definitely a craft that I would enjoy. They also absolutely increase in complexity the further up you look. Like that, those are some pretty insane ships to try and put together. You want to make miniature houses? You can do that. It's just a little room in a box that you could craft and put together. Or a mini house in a tin. This actually looks really cool. I might pick this one up for the winter time. Oh, this little magic room, perfect for Halloween. We've got another one. Looks like an apothecary. I wasn't allowed to play with Play-Doh as a kid because one time when I did, I accidentally got a bunch of Play-Doh into the carpet. That wasn't fun. But even when I did get the odd occasion when I was allowed, I was not allowed to mix the colors. It kind of makes me want to get a bunch of Play-Doh as an adult and mix it all together and see what happens. There's all sorts of different clay crafts. Like you can make these out of polymer clay. This is a bracelet and some earrings. You can dig this out to reveal a dinosaur, apparently. I actually quite like how a lot of these crafts are very obviously targeted towards kids. Like, how cool. You can pretend you're an archaeologist and discover all of these different pieces. Do you remember how you got me one of these for like our anniversary? I think our first or second anniversary. My husband's behind the camera filming me as I'm doing this, but you grow a crystal, and yeah, years ago he got me this. I have no idea where it is right now, but I remember it being really fun, and I remember it being purple specifically because that's his favorite color. Ended up being one of my favorite colors as well. But yeah, you could grow crystals on the back of an elephant, or like a Minecraft character or something. I love how much stuff here is catered towards kids. Like, you can make these out of felt. Well, these ones maybe, or even a little bit more simple. You've got little kid-friendly cross-stitch with needles that aren't that sharp, and all sorts of different things to make bracelets out of. Oh my god, I forgot about this. I used to love these. I forgot what they're called, but it's one of those things where you've got these little studs that you put the beads onto, and then you can iron it. And you've even got this giant kid-friendly version as well. Anyone remember loom bands? I never actually was into them, but my little sister was super into them at the time and she made me do them with her. So I do have some experience. They were really fun. Remember how we were talking about diamond painting? Well, you can also do diamond painting in 3D in all sorts of different variations here. Not something I think I would ever attempt. I've always been enticed by these kinds of beads ever since I was a kid. Like, they're just so shiny and I love shiny things. I would love to come up with some kind of a project idea, or maybe I could even weave them into friendship bracelets somehow. I've seen people make friendship bracelets where they have little beads on the edges or in between the different strands of thread, and I think that would be really cool. I wonder which ones I would need to get to be able to do that. I should do some research. Marbles, anyone? I would absolutely go crazy for this as a child. I had an obsession with marbles. Again, I don't really know what these are used for craft-wise. I've seen people put them in like pots for plants. Don't know what you can use it for beyond that, but I would get them anyway. And you've got a bunch of fake fruit and veg and all sorts of other foliage. I'm not gonna lie to you, I have no idea what this is used for, but it looks like trees, and I'm assuming people make models of trees for whatever purpose. Like, you just have a bunch of wood. This looks like cinnamon, I think. I don't know, you can make all sorts of different decorations, I think, especially seasonally. Like, just incorporate all of these into like a wreath. That said, I mean, you could just go outside and collect these, but I guess this is a little bit more convenient. There's tons of different options for painting on wood. You can create little toys that you can put a little thread in at the top and make it into like an ornament that you can hang. This looks like something I would enjoy. Then you have all of these different 3D models that maybe you could assemble a little house out of. You've got all sorts of different chairs, tables, other furniture. You've even got little houses, although these might be a little bit too small for those. But this would be really cute. You can make your own crafting box and label it however you want. Or maybe somewhere to store all of the jewellery and bracelets that you create. They also have a really big selection of cross-stitch and embroidery, and cross-stitch is a craft I've tried, and I've actually tried a couple of kits here. A lot of these different kits combine the two. They have like a pattern of cross-stitch and then also show you where you can embroider, and I think that that's really cool. And they range from very beginner patterns to quite advanced ones, like this one. This one is so cool. Like, this is just a scene. I just really love it. I love that they have kits of different Soviet cartoons. Like, these are cartoons that I grew up on. I grew up watching them, have really fond memories of them, and just the thought of I can sit down and create a design from one of these cartoons like that is just really fun. There's also a lot of different religious themes, of course, and I think they also embroider with different beads and other accessories to make them pop as well, and it looks really nice. You have a lot of different variety. You also have embroidery without the cross stitch. It comes with a hoop. It comes with all sorts of different strings that you might need, and I quite like that. Now here we've got embroidery and cross stitch that you can do on all sorts of different things. Like this one you can do on your passport, which is really fun. This you can do on all sorts of different clothes. This is the beaded selection. You can make different brooches with beads, and they have everything you need within the kit. I've been trying one of these. I might make a video on it at some point. It's been really fun to do, and I think I want to choose another one at some point later. You can also buy a sewing machine, plus any kind of thread or accessories that you might need for sewing. Sewing is something that I have actually really been meaning to try. I tried a little bit last time when I was in Florida visiting my grandma, who has her own sewing machine and has been sewing her own clothes pretty much her entire life. And we made a cover for my e-reader, and we used the same material that she used to make her own curtains, and we used another material that she used to make her bed cover. So we integrated the two of those into my e-reader cover. So it reminds me of her every time. She already had a bunch of stuff lying around. Like, she has a giant collection of buttons that I used to rummage around in when I was a kid. I love buttons. I'm gonna make a project with buttons someday. But she also had a bunch of like zippers. If she didn't, I could have gotten it from somewhere like here. But we attached the zipper to it and it worked perfectly. I really do want to get more into sewing. There's just so much that you can do. We have all of these little inlets and things. I actually use that to make my own leather journal. I did a video on that. I made my own leather journal and I used these kind of inlets and the whole tool to like hole punch them and put the inlets in and then put the cord in that wrapped around the whole thing. That's another craft that I can use this for. They also have all sorts of different charms, which is absolutely a favorite section of mine. I used one of these to create my journal, and I attached the little charm to my journal, and in two places actually. I have one on the front and also on the side. But there's all sorts of different variety here that you can choose from. We have a wide range of different seed beads as well. You've got all sorts of different variations depending on size and also on density. You've got translucent ones, you've got ones that are more matte. You've got different colors as well. There's like little pearly ones, and it's just really beautiful. But then you also have little collections of these beads that are in multicolors that go really well together. I'm not really well versed in this craft, so I don't know exactly what they're used for. But I started playing around with a kit just because I wanted to get into the craft, and it's really, really fun to do. But I'm yet to graduate to a point where I can actually, you know, just pick out. Like, I would love to just choose this gorgeous piece and figure out something I could do with it. I'm not there yet, but maybe eventually I will be. And of course, there is a bunch of yarn. There is so much different yarn, and it's all in different textures and from different qualities. Like, it's just, I love this. And I love that they show you what it's going to look like. Like this one, it looks like grass. Like, this is so fun. Obviously, this is my favorite section. We have all of the different threads here organized in a nice row that I can actually look at. They're organized in a very specific way. They're not organized by color, they're organized by collection. So you have like all of these different pieces together. They go really well together. So it makes it easier to choose all the different colors. You've got all of the sparkly stuff up there with the multicolored threads. And it's just a very nice, solid selection. My favorite is DMC from all of the selection here. It costs 119 rubles. But we also have Anchor, which is another favorite of mine. I especially love their multicolored threads. This one is 109 rubles, so a little bit cheaper. And then the cheapest and the one that I have the most of in my collection is Gamma, which costs 101. This brand of string makes up the bulk of my collection just because I've been collecting it over so many years, and because this is much cheaper than any other string that I can get pretty much anywhere else. I obviously live in the UK, I visit the US quite frequently, and I'm here quite frequently, and this is the country in which I can buy string the cheapest. But I've been using this string for so long that I've grown really tired of the colors. Like, it has a pretty wide selection of colors. There's a lot here that I can choose from, but I've just grown too accustomed to it. I know the color selection too well, and I want to branch out. So I've been using DMC a lot more. I've been using Anchor a lot more in recent projects, and I'm really enjoying the variety of colors that it offers. And also, each thread has its own unique feel to it and a unique texture as I'm knotting. So I've been trying different things here and there, and I've been enjoying it. What I also really love about Gamma specifically is that they sell the thread in these little color combination pouches, and I think that's really cool. It's like, if you're looking for a specific combination of colors or just black, white and gray, they have these selections for you, and it's a lot cheaper to buy these than it is to buy them individually. Like, this entire thing is 219, whereas each of these is about 100 rubles. Same thing here, it's 179 to buy the whole pouch, but then again, each of these is about 100 rubles, so you're really saving quite a lot. They even have these bigger ones with all sorts of different colors, and this is what I used to start on when I was originally making bracelets. They also sell tons of different molds. These are mainly for soaps, but you can absolutely repurpose these and use them for whatever kind of craft that you need a mold for. This is weird, I don't like that one. Yeah, giant avocado. They have everything else you need for soap making as well. And even just kits, if you want to buy something like that, to just make a soap yourself. And candles. Gel candles. I don't know what the difference is. I'm guessing there is some kind of reason maybe you don't want to make straight up candles. You can stick stuff on a candle or just buy a candle. There's plenty of those here as well. As I said, this is my absolute favorite place to visit whenever I come to Russia. I stock up on pretty much anything you can possibly imagine, but equally, whenever I visit the US, one of my first stops is Michael's. I love going there. When I'm in the UK, I go to Hobbycraft. You don't need specific materials to start making friendship bracelets. You need some kind of cotton floss. Although that said, I've seen people make bracelets out of other kinds of thread as well. Get whatever is available to you and you can start making friendship bracelets. But hopefully you found this video inspiring and maybe found a craft or two that you want to try. I know that I definitely want to try a bunch of different things. Let me know if you'd be interested in a video of me embroidering with beads. That's something new that I've never tried before. Maybe just embroidery in general, or some cross stitch. I have plenty of kits for that at home as well. Filming in public is incredibly awkward, so I hope you enjoyed the sacrifice that I made for you today. And I was finally able to show you all of the cool stuff that we have here in one of my favorite craft stores. My books, The Beginner's Guide to Friendship Bracelets and The Art of Friendship Bracelets, are available anywhere you typically buy books, and there is also a direct link in the description. Before I go, I want to give a special shout out to my YouTube members. It is with their support that I'm able to continue creating these videos, and it's with their encouragement that I finally made this one. So I appreciate them immensely. If you also want to become a YouTube member, you get all sorts of perks like early access to videos, bonus videos, tons more really. So hit the join button if that's something that you're interested in. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!